I had planned to start off part 2 of this video by going for a much needed haircut and getting this absolute monstrosity dealt with, but apparently in this city, as great a city as it is of course, apparently you need to book an appointment at the barber's. You can't just walk in off the street, which is a wee bit inconvenient to be honest, so I'm just not going to bother. That plus, she must think I'm mental. That plus, it kind of costs just as much money as a haircut in Scotland does, so I might as well just wait until I go home and do it there. I'll tell you one thing, he's a braver man than me. Oh, not only is he fencing with a broken sword, but imagine fencing with your bow out. That's how you lose both your swords. Oh, what an absolute madman. I do really enjoy the artwork that you find here. Just walking along the street and you'll randomly come across just big murals and oh my god, that's weird. Oh, that's creepy because it looks like an actual guy's face. Oh. Oh wow, okay. This is very weird. It's weird yet strangely fascinating. What the oof, man. You would not want to walk through here at night. Absolutely no chance. Alright, that's hilarious. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, that was funny. So funny I made a weird noise when I laughed. I'm very aware that these are people's houses, so I don't want to be poking a camera near people's windows, but look at that. That's what's called making the most of it. Brilliant. Imagine the conspiracy theories that would be all over ancient aliens and the History Channel if they dug something like that up in a few thousand years. Oh wow. Guess that building. What do you think that is, that very beautiful looking piece of architecture there? That there is a bin lorry with the word Alba written on the side of it, strangely enough. That's weird. Well, would you be surprised if I told you that that is actually a university library? Not a castle, not a palace, but the white building there is actually a former palace. So this is the library, and that there's the palace. I don't really have the words. Yeah. A city of shocks and contrasts, and I do absolutely love it. No comment required. Absolutely no comment required. Of course, it isn't just the buildings that are a contrast in this city. Some of the trams you get are brand new, look like they could be fresh off the factory floor. whereas other trams look as if they could have been here since communist times. Which just goes to show you, if you build them well, you don't need to really replace them too often. Do you think they maybe thought that if they make the bank look all nice and colourful that people would forget that bankers work in there? Worth a go, I suppose. You know, I've been in Poland now for over a month and a half, and this is actually the first statue I've seen to this guy, which is quite surprising. Now, who do we have here? We have King Borislaw, or Borislav, or something. I've only ever seen the word written down. I've never actually heard anyone say it before. And if you know anything about Polish, you know that the way it's written is not how it's pronounced. Kind of like this city, actually. If you see it written down, you would probably assume it was called something like Wroclaw, until some Polish person laughs at you and says, no, 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 it's Wrocław. So I'll write down the bottom here how the guy's name's actually spelt. Somebody can educate me further. But what's important about this one? Well, this particular king was the first king of Poland. He was the guy who essentially turned Poland from a duchy into a kingdom. I mean, he died within the year. You know, he fought for years to establish his position, and then he declared himself king, and within the same year roughly he died. A wee bit anticlimactic, but you know, the first king of a country is always important. Interesting wee side note as well. Topical side note, you could say, in a sort of sinister way. One of his greatest military achievements was when he conquered Kiev. If only they'd kept that sort of thing to 1,000 years ago, eh? Now this is a very, very moving monument actually. It was unveiled a few years ago to commemorate those who lost their lives either by being murdered or because they vanished, never to be seen again. It took place during the 1980s in Poland when martial law was declared. It's a very, very moving piece of artwork, representing how your average everyday citizen would just disappear as if they'd fallen into the pavement, essentially. A real testament to the horrors of authoritarianism everywhere. Okay, last time, I promise. What do you think that building is? I mean, that one's got to be like some sort of royal palace or some sort of official government building, right? I mean, it needs to be. Well, this was actually the first building I seen when I got to this city, and it really did set the tone. It's the train station. Aye, it's a train station. They don't build them like that in the UK. You know, I was just about to end the video, but I've just saw something absolutely fascinating. Looks like it might be fenced off, so up the grassy knoll we go. This is quite steep, but it's not as Not as difficult to traverse as I was expecting, so that's good. Maybe I'm just getting fitter, who knows. Oh yeah, what do we have here then? Is that a swimming pool? Right folks, I have absolutely no idea what we're looking at here. Obviously, it hasn't been in use for a long time. You can tell it's been left to fall apart a wee bit. But wow. Oh, that would have been stunning back in the day. You could just imagine it, couldn't you? Sitting on the wee veranda bit there with your favourite pint of Polish beer. When it gets a wee bit too hot, and believe me, it does get very hot in the summer in Poland, you just go for a wee dunk in the pool there. It's sort of like a Roman inspired bit of architecture, I suppose. I mean, the Romans didn't make it this far, so it obviously isn't, but that's what it looks like. Not only that though, actually. Sort of makes my point about contrasts. I mean, look at the building there. Look at the one directly in front of you, the nice white building, and then to the left you have... again, you have your sort of stereotypical socialist era architecture all right next to each other. You know, maybe that was the perfect way to end the video, come to think about it. What a great wee coincidence that is. Right, well, I would like to say that the ending that I had there was totally planned and totally my idea, but it was a bit of a fluke actually, but we'll take it and we'll run with it. Thanks for watching again. I know it was a bit of an unusual video, totally a wee bit different from the stuff I normally do, but you come to this city, it's one of the first things you notice just how different and full of contrasts it really, really is. It's a great place, highly recommend you come along. See you next time.